I am. I was hesitant to come out here because I know kind of when I leave an area at this time of blooming season, I'm gonna probably have some allergies. Hey, welcome. But it's too nice of an area not to kind of take in a little bit. The cherry trees have just blossomed. Hey, welcome. And we're just looking around. Pretty nice evening. Hey, actually I like the withering tree that is now post bloom. But it's kind of nicely hanging and looking like it's been here for many years and hanging in there. We're looking at the cherry blossoms from the Botanic Gardens, and last week was the Cherry Blossom Festival, but they actually missed out because they just bloomed actually yesterday and today. I'll just show the difference. This is full bloom, this is post bloom, and this all happens within like a couple of days even. So during the festival, only like, I don't know, only like 5 trees along a walkway was in full bloom and people were taking pictures in front of those trees. But now this whole aisle, I think this is called like Cherry Escalade, and you're supposed to see the trees in full bloom. And it would have been nice during last weekend's festival, but yeah, it's pretty amazing. I mean, and everybody's kind of like moving slowly. It's kind of like very quiet, peaceful area, and it's kind of like we're moving in slow motion because people are taking pictures. And I kind of like, I mean, I wanted to take that view in from the city actually on maybe a little hectic day. People just come out and just take in the area. It was pretty warm in the city, and right now we're getting a little clouds, and it looks like a storm is going to come, but it's kind of cool to be in a garden even in the storm. So people are posing. Actually, it wasn't going to stream too long, and I'm worried that I might be sucking in a lot of pollen, but it's kind of worth it at the moment. I'm just going to look around a little bit. We got a little cool breeze now that the sun is actually going behind some clouds. Bunch of posers. What does that mean? I do well, thank you. We're actually walking toward the Japanese garden as we look up. I don't know if I'm zoomed in or not. The cherries have just blossomed. We're gonna actually look along the lake, or part of the Japanese pond. Yeah, this is the entrance to the Japanese garden. We'll just take a peek on this side. I'm not gonna walk through, even though it's kind of the thing to do when you're out here, to walk through the Japanese garden. A lot of the cherry blossoms are celebrated in the Japanese culture, and I think a lot of them were planted based on a lot of like Japanese seeds. You know, the plants have, yeah, this is called Japanese flowering cherry. So you can tell there's some there's some cultural background to this. Said everyone is posing. I might have said that actually. So I get it. I get the connection. But that's the thing to do. I actually like how people stay very still when they take a picture, and I guess that makes sense. But we're in bright lighting, and I don't mind taking some action photos just as well. But while they're posing, we'll kind of get like a panorama type of motion going on. It's so beautiful to be out. These are just open aisles, and before the trees fully bloomed, it looked a lot more open. It's a little interesting because, move the camera slowly, I apologize. I'll try to. And these trees have already been in bloom. I'm pretty sure after the cherry blossoms finish, within like a couple days or a week, they're going to be green like these. And usually during the blossom season, the whole aisle is fully blooming, and then you have the petals falling down. Right now we get just a glimpse of it, but it's still very beautiful, and it's This is probably the most diverse area of cherry blossoms. How pretty. Yep. We're in the botanic garden, so you kind of have to plan out how to get here or when to get here if you want to experience this part of the city. But there are a lot of cherry blossoms throughout the city. This particular location is known for its cherry blossoms, as well as the festival that they just had called Sakura Matsuri, and people would dress up and do some Japanese performances. You can actually find it on probably on Twitter, more on Instagram I believe, but a few people did broadcast it. I'll kind of quiet down a little bit. I'll get closer to one of the trees at the little entrance. This is called Cherry Walk, and somebody said to go slower, so let's try to do a nice pan this time. Hi from Russia. Usually people like to pose holding the cherries in their hand, but you can't actually pull them off the tree, of course. Usually in the city it's kind of illegal to pull anything living off, pull off any of the city, pull any of these beauties off the trees. So even though it's probably tempting for people who grew up in the country and stuff, but I think anywhere you go they kind of respect nature that way. Anyway, we are in the garden, so there's a lot of variety of plants. I'm not going to go to the greenhouse. I just wanted to do that quick walk and taking it in. A pretty beautiful day in the city. You get to experience a lot of open grass and well-kept park areas. So this is kind of a glimpse of what you might see in different parts of the city, but I feel like this is a little more peaceful. Partially because we're in we're in Brooklyn for one thing, but also because it's a gated area, and it's free Friday mornings, but mostly you're within the grounds of Botanic Gardens. I'll just keep it at that for now. There's some ways to get in a little bit cheaper, actually. But it smells heavenly. I'll sniff with a little. It smells pretty decently. I'm trying not to take in too much because I might have tree pollen reactions. But I feel like maybe I'm not reacting to the cherry blossoms, so hopefully things will be okay. I'm gonna pretty much end it here. I want to see if I can find an interesting scene. I've seen mothers and kids, a lot of babies around here, and this area actually I think has a lot of new families near Park Slope. The visitor center is to my right. There's a nice garden down this path and to the right, where there's another entrance to this entire area, and there's a couple of hills as well. And if you walk through the Japanese garden, you hit some facades that look like hills, and you can get lost in a couple areas. But I'm gonna leave it here. I think this is kind of a nice picture to end it on. Thanks again. I've been Coney Island on other broadcasts, but this is a cool side trip. I'll have a good end of the day before the rain